Now, as you kick your feet up with a remote and cozy up to watch the television today, be warned, your TV could be watching you. Manufacturer LG is investigating claims that its line of smart TVs is collecting data on its customers. A UK-based IT consultant wrote about the discovery and found a corporate video that boasts, quote, LG Smart Ads analyzes users' favorite programs, online behavior, search keywords, and other information to offer relevant ads to target audiences. For example, LG Smart Ad can feature sharp suits to men or alluring cosmetics and fragrances to women. Upon further investigation, the consultant found that this data collection happens even if the user turns that setting off. So is this changing the channel on your privacy? Well, RT web producer Andrew Blake has been watching TV all day in preparation for this.
You know it.
Hopefully you've been watching something good, maybe a little bit of RT. But is this TV surveillance the same thing as what internet companies have been doing, like Google, for instance?
No. Well, I mean, yes, in the sense that this is sensitive information that's being provided to someone unwittingly. But, you know, this isn't... You're not logging onto Gmail. You're not going to type up search queries in Google. You're not doing bank information on your TV. At least not yet. Not my TV. My TV is ancient. It doesn't have any of this cool stuff. But what was happening here was that this British fellow, the IT consultant, discovered that when he had his LG Smart TV on, even when he disabled a feature that collected information about his viewing habits, even when he disabled that, that information was still nonetheless being collected, being transmitted back to LG, and all done completely unencrypted. So anyone who was smart enough can figure out what he was doing, and was collecting all sorts of data. You know, like I said, not the sensitive stuff that we do on our laptops or on our personal computers, but still enough that would really cause many people to be alarmed.
So what type of monitoring are we talking about here?
Okay, it was actually found a couple different things. This fellow, Jason Huntley, is the blogger who discovered this just the other day. And he came up with a few different things. One, even if you disable this function, which normally records information about your viewing habits, disabling it does nothing, apparently. What he discovered was that if he changes the channel from one station to another, his TV records that channel change. And it says that here's a guy who's now watching BBC. And that information is then sent to LG, and they know that, oh, here's a guy who cares about the news. Maybe he's British. Hey, he is. Perfect, right? But it was doing other stuff, too. One thing that was really spooky that kind of had him worried was, these TVs, not mine, obviously, because it's garbage, but these fancy TVs, you can hook up USB sticks and all other sort of external devices to them, so you can, I don't know, do all sorts of nerdy stuff on your giant plasma or whatever. So what this guy did was he took a USB stick, and he loaded up with some files, particularly one file. It was called midgetporn.avi. It was not a pornographic movie.
Okay.
It was just a fake file. But what he did was when he plugged that into his TV and he looked to see at what kind of traffic, internet traffic, was going out of his house, he could see that even though he disabled all these functions, LG was still being fed information about not just what channels he was surfing to, but what files were connected to his TV. So now all of a sudden, LG thinks that this guy's watching something called midgetporn.avi, and I mean, he's not. It's just a file that's connected to the back of his computer. So it raises all sorts of questions about what these companies are collecting.
Now, I do want to pivot the conversation now to the United Nations. Countries like Germany and Brazil have been pushing to kind of change and expand privacy rights, considering everything that went on with the NSA leaks. So what exactly is the proposal that's on the table in the UN right now?
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of people are upset about what the NSA has been doing, not just even here. And obviously, Germany and Brazil are going to be a bit peeved. After all, they had, rather high-ranking leaders subject to NSA surveillance. So obviously, they're going to get a little upset. So there's a UN draft resolution that's being passed around right now. It could be approved as early as next week. And what it would do, in theory, was it would expand upon the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, which was an international UN treaty passed, I believe, in 1966, somewhere around there. And it has different provisions that talk about what kind of privacy rights people have. Well, Germany and Brazil want to expand it so that your online privacy rights are also connected, or also protected under this UN Charter. Which is great. That seems to make sense. Online privacy, as we do more and more things online, is becoming just as significant as real life privacy, IRL in real life. That's what we say on the internet. Germany and Brazil, they want to switch things up, and U.S. on the surface, on the public eye, is saying, yeah, go right ahead, that's awesome. But foreign policy, I believe, just had something earlier today about a leaked memo that was being passed around by U.S. representatives over at the UN headquarters that was saying, okay, well, let's take these Brazilian and these German talking points and let's restructure them a little bit, because sure, maybe we can get them, maybe we can get away with having them do this new privacy thing, but we really want to keep doing that whole spying thing, too. So the NSA wants to rewrite it so unlawful surveillance is bad. But according to the NSA, everything that they're doing is absolutely by the books and A-OK. So we'll have to see next week what happens with that.
RT web producer Andrew Blake, thank you so much for filling us in on all of that. And I think we're going to have to invest in a new television for Christmas or something for you.
Right around the corner. Thank you.